Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have to tell you, our anglers back home, their main lament right now is, NOAA closed our seasons because too many fish or because there weren't enough fish. Now they're closing our season because there's too many fish being caught and discarded. And so, one of the things that I'd like to go to, Doctor, is in your own report on stock assessment, page 5, it says, this is all about, and this goes back to Mr. Wittman's point, and there is scientific uncertainty. And in fact, the data uncertainty that is highlighted here is the exact reason that we are restricting red snapper, and that is commercial discards and recreational discards. That's the data uncertainty in your biomass determination. And then, of course, population dynamic uncertainty under sources of recruitment and environmental changes. So, now in light of all that, I want to ask you this question. Does my bill stop the implementation of anything in the Council's recommendation to stop NOAA's perceived overfishing? Is there anything in my bill that stops you from going forward with what the Council already passed?
Thank you for that question, Congressman. NOAA recognizes the issues associated with the discards.
I've only got 5 minutes. Is there anything in my bill that stops the Council from going forward with the recommendations to stop overfishing that you've already implemented?
NOAA will be taking the recommendations from the Council meeting and looking at those to make sure that they're consistent with Magnuson-Stevens and then moving forward.
The answer is no. There's nothing in my bill that will stop you from moving forward with those Council recommendations. Now, let me ask you. Now, you've not recommended closing the bottom. Is that closures are not the recommendation right now? Is that correct?
That's correct. The Council
Okay.
has not recommended.
Can you tell me why?
I think that they took the best scientific advice and at this time decided not to proceed with a time area closure as part of the management tools available to them.
Okay. So in looking at your biomass calculations and the uncertainty that's built into that you recognize, it's in your own report on page 5, do you think that NOAA's abundance data is reliable?
Thank you, Congressman. I'm not familiar with the exact report you are referring to, and so I can't address that specific question at this time.
Well, I'll show it to you. So let me ask you this. Do you think that NOAA's data on recreational discards is reliable?
Thank you, Congressman. I think this is an issue that we continue to need more information on, and I think I'm going
to stop you there because you just said exactly what this bill is all about. Getting you more data, getting you good data, reliable data, so that when you make these assumptions about biomass, we can be much closer to the truth. And Mr. Chairman, that's what this bill's all about. It simply says, don't close the bottom until this great red snapper count is completed, which we have funded in a very bipartisan way, $5 million over the last 4 years, to have this third-party independent study. All it says is don't close the bottom until we get that information in, and you can then add that into your data. Look, I believe if you have good data, you can make better decisions. And that's all I want to do is help you make better decisions with good data. Not the data that you recognize is not, data uncertainty, commercial discards, recreational discards, population dynamic uncertainty. You get a lot of uncertainties built into your models, and I understand that. It's not an easy issue. That's why this count is so important. And I think some other things that can be done as well, but that's why this bill needs to pass, and I thank you for your time.